Hey everyone, Griever here. Now before we get underway with the Let's Play for Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke Challenge, just want to say, as I do generally speaking before all of my re-uploads of my old Let's Play gaming content, honestly, a little overwhelmed at work and stuff like that. March Madness is settling in. For those of you who don't know, that's a kind of, I know it's a basketball, it's a sports thing, but it also applies to government budget spending and stuff. So I'm kind of at my wit's end, and I don't want to be lackluster for, 3-4 days at a time with zero content to give you guys. So this is where the lovely re-uploads come into play. The Yu-Gi-Oh! False-Bound Kingdom one is already, of course, still doing fine and stuff, but I like to mix up the content and such. So I would just really like it right now. I am working on some more content and such, but I just wanted to give you guys this quick footnote that this is a re-upload. It's the Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke did okay, but I don't expect my Let's Plays to do that well. It's just basically to keep the flow of content so it doesn't look like my channel is dead. If nothing else, if you guys like the videos, great. I am fully committed to actually doing Let's Plays of further Pokemon games and some other game content live on stream with you guys, sort of idea. Have the chat going like a regular live stream, play through the games, maybe have some fun, that kind of such down the line. But for right now, just wanted to leave this quick note before we get underway. That's kind of the reason that I have these re-uploads and such. If you guys weren't aware, that's why Lord of the Rings' Third Age is up here. That's why Yu-Gi-Oh! False-Bound Kingdom, Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke, etc. That's why they are here, just to kind of make sure the channel stays alive and isn't dead in the coming months, where I get a little more busy with my life and my work and such and that kind of deal. So just quick footnote here at the beginning, and hopefully you don't have to hear from me or see my ugly mug for the rest of this lovely video series. So please enjoy. I hope I improved a few things. We will be following the same rules as the Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke Challenge, though some rules have been tweaked. So if you're curious, check the description down below to see all of the core rules and the optional rules that I did follow for the Silver Nuzlocke Challenge. It's a little more harsh than the standard one. So thanks guys for watching, and enjoy. Hello and welcome to my Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke Challenge. Mitchell back here once again. I know it's been a long time, guys, since I was last doing any type of YouTube activity. The last time was the end of my Yellow Nuzlocke, which was a success. It was a really good success. I actually did it. And if any of you have watched the previous videos, you know I didn't actually expect to do it. I've made a few tweaks to the Nuzlocke Challenge, give it a little more intensity to the gameplay for me, the challenger. So anyway, I decided that maybe we should hop in to do another one now that things in my life have settled down a little bit, and I've fixed my technical difficulties since the yellow version. So let's jump right in here and start Pokemon Silver version. Of course, we're going to start a new game right off the bat. Huh? You woke me up. Will you check the clock for me? What time is it? Well, here it is basically, yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. And it's a Monday, so whoa, 48 minutes? Night 9:48. No wonder it's so dark. And there's our favorite professor. Hello, sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Oak. People call me the Pokemon Professor. This world is inhabited by creatures that we call Pokemon. People and Pokemon live together by supporting each other. Some people play with Pokemon, some battle with them. But we don't know everything about Pokemon yet. There's still many mysteries to solve. That's why I study Pokemon every day. Now, what did you say your name was? Well, once again, we're just going to go with the
I actually forget if I used my real name last time or not, but this time we'll do the same. Of course, just like in yellow, I believe, yeah, there's not enough characters to actually fit my full name, so I don't actually go by that, but, you know, we're just gonna roll with it. Mitch, are you ready? Your very own Pokemon story is about to unfold. You'll face fun times and tough challenges. A world of dreams and adventures with Pokemon awaits. Let's go. I'll be seeing you later. Well, I'm pretty excited to get started here, guys. Like, and just a few different changes from the last from the last Nuzlocke challenge in yellow. Obviously, this is a different game. There's going to be a few different rules. Obviously, like sub-rule number 1 from the original one, the yellow clause will not be applying because this is not yellow. So we won't be obviously using that. A few other minor changes that you can read in the description of the video, just like always. This time also, I realized that having 10, 15, 20-minute videos was sometimes it felt a little long, like for some of the level grinding videos, of course. But other times it was it was quite short, you know. Like I was cutting in like just little parts, you know, here, there, you know. A city or a gym could take me a whole episode and just be the gym, you know. And I've been watching more and more of other people, you know, doing different gameplays and let's plays and Nuzlocke challenges, of course. So I've decided, and I've noticed that their videos are quite a bit longer than mine are. Mine was split into almost 70 parts for the yellow Nuzlocke, and some could say that's one of the shorter Pokemon games. So I've decided that this time we're going to try and lengthen the video time. We'll see how it works for a while and see if everything works out. So we go down the stairs and there's our mother, and we says, "Oh, Mitch, our neighbor Professor Elm was looking for you. He said he wanted you to do something for him. Oh, I almost forgot. Your Pokemon gear is back from the repair shop. Here you go." And I received the Poke Gear. Pokemon Gear, or just Poke Gear, is essential if you want to be a good trainer. Oh, the day of the week isn't set. You mustn't forget that. What day is it? Well, I might as well just put in the real day. Monday, is it? Yeah. Is it daylight saving times? Sure. I never remember if it is or not. Come home to adjust your clock for daylight saving time. By the way, do you know how to use the phone? Yeah, absolutely. Don't you just turn the Poke Gear on and select the phone icon? Phone numbers are stored in memory. Just choose a name you want to call. Gee, isn't that convenient? Now, here's another thing I'm not sure. I've just decided to start right away doing it the same way I did the yellow Nuzlocke guys, but I'm not sure if I'll be reading all the text yet or not. I'm gonna, for the first few videos, see how it works out. Sometimes it feels a little dorky just sitting here, you know, reading, you know, right off what's on the text screen there, but anyways, we'll see how that goes for a little bit longer. Mitch, there you are. I need to ask you a favor. I have an acquaintance called Mr. Pokemon. He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It is intriguing, but we're busy with our Pokemon research. Could you look into it for us? I'll give you a Pokemon for a partner. They're all rare Pokemon that we just found. Go on, pick one. Alright, so let's, I didn't screw up per se, but there are a few things we do need to change right off the bat. Here, the text speed needs to be fast, the battle style needs to be set, and yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Also, we need to know what our trainer ID number is, because our trainer ID number determines, the last digit determines which starter we're allowed to choose. 1 to 3 being the grass starter, 4 to 6 being the fire starter, 7 to 9 being the water starter, and a 0 being the player's choice. So in this case I have a 2, so that means I am stuck with a Chikorita. Yay, this should be just wonderful. I'm not sure why a lot of people don't really like Chikorita and its evolved forms. I don't mind it, but as a kid, when I first played this as a kid, I remember it being very difficult playing through with a Chikorita. mostly because by the time you got to the second town, there was a lot of moves were super effective against you. You know, the first gym is a flying gym, and the second one is a bug type gym. And I mean, a grass starter it just doesn't work out. It was kind of a reverse way of what red, blue, and yellow used to be, where the grass starter was the easiest one to start out with because you were super effective against the first couple gyms, and fire was the hardest. In this case, fire is mostly the easiest, you know, because no one's really super effective against the first gym here, the flying type. But then second gym's bug, you know, and you got fire moves and things like that. So, you know, it's just kind of the reverse of what red and blue did, I guess, and yellow. So, and of course we didn't do this last time, guys. The yellow claws kind of determined it instead. And if you want to know what the hell I'm talking about, and you never watched any of my videos, and you're saying, what the hell is he talking about a yellow claws for? Just, you don't even need to watch the videos if you really don't want to. Though I'd really appreciate it if you did. Just, in all the Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke videos on my channel, there is, in the description, you'll see in the first rule after the set of core rules that are standard for most people's Nuzlocke challenges, the Yellow Claw states which starter I was allowed to choose in the Pokemon Yellow game because you were eligible to get all three, and I thought that'd be kind of unfair for a Nuzlocke challenge. In this case, we're just following the same rule, but it's taking place as though I was playing red and blue or a standard game. So anyways, enough of me rambling on about that. That's a Cyndaquil, so nope. No, not that one. Not Totodile either. As much as I'd love to have those two, I'm just kind of teasing myself here. And here we go, Chikorita. So you like Chikorita, the grass Pokemon? Yes, I do. I think that's a great Pokemon too. And I received the Chikorita. Now, of course, we have to nickname our Chikorita. It's a male, so that's a little weird, but that's no big deal. It's no big deal. This is the part that usually takes the longest, nicknaming the Pokemon, because, I mean, part of the whole Nuzlocke challenge is to get attached, you know, and not trying to sound like a, you know, touchy-feely type of thing, but that's the whole idea, is to, you know, actually care about each member and try to strategize and try to make each move important. So, you know, naming them for something that you like rather than, you know, calling them something you don't like that you don't care about, kind of changes the game a little bit. So, I mean, it's kind of like a dinosaur, I suppose. Not really sure. I suppose, I wonder if this would fit. I'm just going to see, and then I'll explain what the hell I'm doing if it fits. Actually, it will fit. Alright. So, this is from anyone who's old enough to remember, this is from a childhood movie of mine called The Land Before Time. And that was the main character was a Brontosaurus, Brachiosaurus, something like that, one of the long neck type dinosaurs in the, you know, animated films, and name was Littlefoot. So, you know, I guess Bayleaf and all them are kind of like dinosaurs, you know, look the same, so based on that, so that's what we're gonna go with. Mr. Pokemon lives near Cherry Grove, the next city. It's almost a direct route to there. If your Pokemon is hurt, you should heal it with this machine. Oh, here's my phone number. Call me if something comes up. And I got Elm's number. Woohoo. And this dude's stopping me. Mitch, I want you to have this for your errand. You got a potion. I prefer Pokeballs. That would be pretty nice. And yes, I skipped that guy talking. Wasn't supposed to do that. But as I said, I'm not really sure how I'm going to handle doing that part yet. So, anyways. So I guess this route won't be counting. I know some people play different routes, different ways. You know, the Nuzlocke doesn't start until you get your Pokeballs and stuff. But the way I play it, it's, you know, when you enter the route, you know, or not necessarily when you enter the route. Like, you know, if I didn't run into anything on this route until I got my Pokeballs, I could come back, and my first encounter is what counts. So it's not the way I play. I know some people play it different, but mine is not the first time you enter the route. It's the first encounter you have on a new route. So if I visit this route 3 or 4 times and never run into anything, and then I come back and catch a Pokemon, that's totally legitimate. Well, this thing got a critical hit on me. I mean, I wouldn't mind getting a Hoodoo, you know. Hoodoos are cool. Noctowl and all that. But, obviously not on this route because, for previously explained reasons. Running into a level 4 was, I don't know if it was lucky or unlucky because they're a little stronger. I'm only level 5 still. You don't have that rival battle right after getting your Pokemon for the first time like you do in Red and Blue. That comes a little later. So we're just going to continue on here. I kind of forget this game, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me a little bit. Unlike when I played Pokemon Yellow and I kind of had mostly, other than maybe a few item spaces or a couple twists and turns, I was pretty confident in exactly where I was going. This time, I haven't played this game in such a long time. I don't really remember it. Actually, the last time I played it was when Soul Silver and Heart Gold came out. And I bought that and I played that, but since then I haven't really touched it, so. And we're already losing a lot of life. Oh, that's right, we have held items in this. I totally forget my rules on held items right now. I'm pretty sure I don't allow them, but I'm seeing as how it would seem kind of foolish to start over. And no, I'm not editing the rules right now. During the play, that would kind of defeat the whole purpose of a challenge. But I think I'm gonna let it slide that any items found on caught Pokemon or given to with the Pokemon count as in the wild. Because I'm pretty sure it's in Silver now that you have held items that I could catch this Rattata and it potentially could be carrying a berry or something like that. And that's completely fine. That's totally legit. So the use of that berry, still counts. And if you don't think it should, guys, let me know. I don't see a problem with it. I think my reasoning's pretty good on that one. I don't think I really changed the rules. I might make a little note of it in the rules, that initial held items. It didn't matter when I made the rules, when I made the more specific rules for the yellow Nuzlocke, because things like berries and held items and stuff like that didn't exist. Same with other things that are going to come along. The bug catching contest. I don't know how I'm going to consider that, because that would be the only way to get a Sunstone. It's part of the game. Or it's one of the only ways to get a Sunstone. I forget. As I said, I'm not an encyclopedia on this game. I don't fully remember exactly where everything is or how everything is. So I'll have to think on things like that, like the bug catching contest and other things along that line. As I said, one thing that might be of interest to some people. I never banned the banned legendaries from use. If they were the first ones you ran onto a route, they counted. So usually that didn't matter because there weren't really any repels or anything. So you couldn't exactly walk through Victory Road and get Moltres or something, or to the power plant and get Zapdos or whatever else you really wanted to catch. But in this game, we obviously have the legendary dogs, the roaming Pokemon. So, taking them into consideration, there's the potential of running into them and catching them. And not that I think I will ever get that chance, but it'll be completely legit if that does happen. I don't ban the use of any legendaries. Suffice that they are still the first Pokemon encounter on the current route. So, doesn't he give me a town map card or something? I don't know. Good evening, you're out late. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Perfect health. Yes, yes, yes. See, as I said, guys, I don't think I'm going to read every single time I go to the Pokemon Center this time. I still laugh at. We hope to see you again. So you wish that my Pokemon will be injured. You want me to fail and come running back to you every single time. I know that's a little childish and reading into the lines a little bit there, but I don't know. That's the way they're making it sound to me. Now, just like the other games, I'm pretty sure I can't buy Pokeballs. No, I can't. So all these routes are going to be useless. This is just awful. This is just terrible. This is. So once I run into something here, I'm once again screwed again. At least I'm finding berries and like obtaining berries galore. Because as I'm not sure yet, I know he gives me some type of poison cure berry or something. Oh no, he just gives me a regular berry. They are. I know for a fact they are allowed as heal items on their own. I haven't made a definitive up my mind. I will if by the time I've made and posted this video, I will have the official list rules that I will be following from here on out. Suffice to say, right now I won't be putting them as a held item until I determine whether that's a good idea, if that should be allowed or not. You know, in this run of the Nuzlocke challenge, you know, if using a poison cure berry and having my Pokemon hold it will be allowed or not. I don't know yet, guys, and but of course I'm just rambling at this point, because by the time you guys see this video, the rules will of course be in the description and they'll be followed regardless. So. So, on another topic, I hope to be doing a lot more of these videos now, guys. I had some personal things, but more so than that, I just didn't have access. My computer was kind of in shambles. I was lacking a monitor on the computer I used to record these, and just got lazy and not enough money and things along that lines. Well, not having enough money, just not wanting to spend the amount of money I have. Rather. At the time, I bought quite a nice piece of machinery back a few years ago, and didn't want to replace it with a piece of crap, you know, just the cheapest monitor on the shelf. So I was just waiting for, you know, the sales and things like that until I could get myself a nice new monitor, which I did. I got one of those fancy new curved type monitors. So, anyways, I really gotta stopping gameplay and rambling and the likes. So, hello, you must be Mitch. Professor Elm said you would visit. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. I got a Togepi egg. Spoiler alert, there's a Togepi in there. And if I spoiled that for anybody, I apologize. I did not put a spoiler warning or alert in front of the beginning of this video. So, this is where we meet the real professor. I think Professor Elm is a very spineless moron. You know, he's one of the stupidest professors of all the Pokemon games, in my opinion. Just because he's more of an idealistic. And yes, I am skipping what Oak's saying. He's basically saying the exact same thing he said in Red and Blue about how being dependable and maybe you can be the champion, and I want you to have the Pokedex and catch all the Pokemon, treat your Pokemon with love and care, blah blah blah. So, but yeah, it's just my opinion, of course, guys. You know, take it or leave it, whatever you want to do. But I always thought Professor Elm was kind of just a, you know, wannabe Professor Oak, just kind of, you know, when you see that kind of like the apprentice or the student, or you know, of a really great, you know, I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point, guys. I really gotta stop doing that. I should just be playing the game and shutting the fuck up. And now, of course, we get, yeah, what should I do? He's See, this is what I don't understand. A fully grown man in charge of an entire Pokemon research lab is calling a... Well, how old am I? I know there's a dispute on that 10-year-old because of the anime and people don't believe that and blah blah blah. Also, I guess this route's finished now. If it wasn't before, I wasn't really paying attention. And yes, I am starting to talk too fast. I really gotta learn to focus on making sure my voice is clear and enunciating the syllables and stuff, and stop talking so fast. But as I said, I was starting to get a little better at it, a little more focused during the end of the original Yellow Nuzlocke videos I did, and then of course there's been this half a year break in between that and now, so bear with me a little bit once again. Please and thank you for anybody who's taking the time to watch. Yeah. So where was I talking about? Oh yeah. So anyway, the point at the end of the day, I'm still a kid. I'm a kid Pokemon trainer, and a fully grown man in charge of a research lab, you know, in basically the region, is calling a 10-year-old or a child, you know, like, call the cops. Like, what do you expect me to do? Like a fully grown man is calling me, expecting me to have some kind of answer, or tell him what he should do and hurry back and save the day or something. Like, you know, you just gave me my first Pokemon 5 minutes ago. You know, I have a level 5 Pokemon that I don't know. I know it's just for the sake of the story and yada yada yada, and you know, and if you feel like arguing the point, maybe you are seeing a different side of it that I'm not, feel free to put it in the comments, and you know, we'll I don't mind having a nice lively discussion in the comments section on the internet. That's no, actually I'd rather not do that, because usually the internet is full of you know, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. So anyways, continuing on now, I knew this was going to happen. We're running into, maybe I shouldn't spoil this, I don't know. You got a Pokemon at the lab, what a waste, a wimp like you. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. And here is where we fight our rival for the first time, who I always called question mark, when I first played the game, because I never really did find out his name, and how was I supposed to? I might have gotten it wrong, so I never actually did name him like most people do. I didn't think it was funny or anything. I didn't really know what to name him. You know, there was always a name choice in the other games, and this one didn't really have that. So, and of course, since we already spoiled the Togepi is in the egg, might as well spoil this. Spoiler alert, you know, turn off the video now if you don't want to know. But he is, of course, Silver, Giovanni's son, from Viridian City Gym and leader of Team Rocket, so. And he's obviously just trying to prove something to his old man or something like that. Bit of daddy issues going on here. And he wants to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. He's just being a real dickwad about it. So now we just continue on, la-di-da-di-da. Hopefully I stop my ranting and rumblings and not making much sense about other issues that have nothing really to do with Pokemon. For now, and just focus on playing the exciting first video of the Silver Challenge. I'm kind of excited. I mean, you know, I haven't done this in a while, and it's certainly different graphics, more Pokemon. You know, Dark type was added. Gust became a flying move. Bite became a dark move. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, it wasn't just so, you know, waiting for Slash or Body Slam, you know, on every other type of Pokemon other than, you know, what you could teach them on a TM. So, let's see what we go here. I heard a Pokemon was stolen here. I was just getting some information from Professor Elm. Apparently it was a young male with long red hair. What? You battled a trainer like that? Did you happen to get his name? His name. For all time's sake, I could just put question mark. yeah, for all time's sake, I'm just gonna go with that. That might be a little lame, a little boring, but that's just me, guys. I couldn't come up with anything witty or funny, so So let's talk to Professor Elm, who we hand the mystery egg to, who's all astounded that there's a Pokemon egg. Long before there was all the breeding for shinies and stuff like that, this is when they first brought in the idea that Pokemon lay eggs. And all of a sudden, 5 minutes into getting my first Pokemon, I could be the greatest Pokemon trainer in the world, according to everybody I talked to. No, I don't really feel like talking to my mother. And here's where I first get my Pokeballs. So now, any route I go into after the other two is perfectly legitimate. So now we continue on. And this guy's gonna tell me how to catch Pokemon. No, I don't want you to show me how to catch Pokemon. Considering no one on this route is eligible for catching. There is one spot though that I chose not to go for that very reason. It is up to the north of this route. It is just a tiny little spot where you can catch, I believe it's Spearow, Geodudes, Rattatats, maybe Hoo-Hoots, since it's nighttime, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see, guys, because it'd be nice to have another Pokemon early on. Because in this game, which makes it part of what makes the game difficult is that like the other games, the Pokemon trainer levels increase. But at the end of the day, the wild Pokemon, basically finding a wild Pokemon above level 20 is, well, you're gonna have a fun time finding that, because in this game they generally stay around once you get around the level 10, 12, you know, in the teens mark, generally speaking they stay in that vicinity of levels pretty much, you know, maybe some low 20s here and there, closer to the late to end game. But unlike the first game, you don't run into any level 40s or anything like that very, very easily. Which adds to part of the challenge, because if you want to train a Pokemon now, you have to, you know, you really do have to catch them at a lower level and train them all the way up. So, and here is our first route. This is Route 46. I believe this is what tells me that. Yeah, it is Route 46. I've always had that number in my head. I always knew that this was Route 46. Because right above us is actually the end of the game, or the last gym. So our first Pokemon is a level 3 female Rattata, and we'll just do a quick tackle. It shouldn't kill it. No. And I think that's enough. Pretty sure I can catch that. I just don't want a chance, you know, losing it on a high roll or anything like that. I don't know how exactly the game mechanics in Silver worked for the rolls for attacks, but it looks pretty close. So, Rattata, the rat-type Pokemon, living wherever there is food available. It ceaselessly scavenges for edibles the entire day. Of course, we want to nickname our new female rat. Oh, what was that mouse's name from? I always try to do references to things. You know, like I got Littlefoot from the Land Before Time movies. I'm just trying to think of any mice, female mice in movies. What was that one from the Disney films? They have a bunch of animated mice. What was her name? That The Rescuers, a very an older Disney film. That's what I'll call her if I can quickly figure out what her name was. Bianca. Bianca, that was her name. So we're gonna go with Bianca then. Because I'm very unoriginal. I don't come up with very many on my own. Bianca. I believe that's how you spell it. Yes. Bianca. That was the rat's name. We have a female rat now, so that is what we are going to call our new friend. Who has tackle and tail whip. Alright. Not bad, not bad. Good, not a bad little start. Now if I can just make it to the next city, heal up, and do a little bit of training, get a couple of levels on her. Because I've learned that that's one of the secrets to doing a successful Nuzlocke. Actually, not to bore you guys any more than I already have with all my ceaseless, endless talking about myself, but there was, after doing the yellow Nuzlocke, it was only about a month ago, I decided to do another one. Not recorded or anything, but just for fun with a friend. We both did the original Pokemon Blue, rather than yellow or anything, and I completely dominated. I lost about 6 Pokemon, but I never lost 4 of my first 6 originals, and it was an astoundingly good team, and I completely dominated, and all I did was make sure to not just battle everyone, but kind of train just so I didn't have such a long grind, because it was boring for me originally in the when I did the yellow Nuzlocke and I had the grinding videos, because I was just too underleveled. That was boring for me, as it was for plenty of you, I'm sure, anybody who was watching. So we'll buy our 5 Pokeballs here. Buy 5 Pokeballs per town. And so what I just found that you know, making sure not just to battle all the wild Pokemon I run into, but also to make sure that I you know, just do a little bit of grinding, a couple levels here, a couple levels there, every time I enter a new town, that kind of thing. You know, it keeps it a little, it keeps it pretty good. It keeps it pretty even, and it's not so bad, because, you know, you're only here for 10 minutes at a time, you know. Gets a little, by the time it starts to get a little boring, you know, you're already moving on. So, and it seemed to keep me at a pretty high level for the most part of most of the Nuzlocke. So it was only near the end where my levels started to be a little under-leveled, and I was under-leveled for the Elite Four at the end of that particular one, but you know. And I love having this experience bar now. It's such an easy way to gauge if I'm making progress or not. There was a lot of amazing additions into the second gen. I know a lot of people don't like the second gen. They prefer so many others. You know, there's the people who are really nostalgic and just say red and blue is the only real Pokemon, and then you have the opposite where people just love where they add more, and the newest, latest one is the best. All I can say is that I love some of the additions that they added in second gen. Were some of the biggest things that no one even remembers. I mean, everyone does shiny breeding and IV and EV and all these different type of breeding. I do it too, but everyone forgets that it started. The original breeding daycare system all started in this generation. Shinies started in this generation. Though the code for shinies, I know, was in Generation 1. You transported them over, yada yada yada. So don't think I'm not aware of that, that I'm misinformed. But just some of the features, the experience bar, the much better sprites, the adding of types, different types. You know, there was just plenty of great additions. Held items, you know, many different types of things that just made this game a lot, made it kind of revolutionary, more so than the original in a lot of ways. Well, now that we've reached level 4 and we're almost dead, I think it's time we ran back to the Pokemon Center. As I said, I just want to get a couple of levels on our newest member. and a lot of the times, you know, I had a not a comment, but a what do you call them when you get them on YouTube? I guess a message. I did get a message on my YouTube last time when I ditched. I seemed to not really care when I caught a Pokemon that I didn't really feel like I wanted to invest in. I forget if it was a Spearow or something like that. You know, something that's not the greatest thing in the world, but you know, and they said, oh, you know, you kind of let that die. It was meant there for fodder, you know, for switch-ins and things like that. You know, you could have tried harder to keep it. And yeah, that's true. But you know, with the exception, unless I stated otherwise, I never really intend to do that. I mean, the whole idea of a Nuzlocke originally was to kind of use Pokemon you wouldn't normally use. That was part of the fun. And make it challenging, of course, became a later thing. But it was more about, you know, like I was never a huge fan of Raticate, so I've never actually, you know, I've used them before, but never really seriously through a full playthrough, full party, if I ever used one. So, I mean, now I have one. Now I might as well use it, because what if I end up failing to catch the next couple Pokemon? You know, what if there's a type problem? You know, I mean, as I said before, Chikorita's kind of at a disadvantage, bad typing for early game. So it might be, it's certainly in my benefit to have someone who's going to be neutral to it, and as long as they're the appropriate level, I shouldn't have much of a problem, and I shouldn't be caught with my pants around my ankles or any of that graphic, disgusting type of things. So, yeah. And I'm sorry that this is once again taking a little bit of a slow, kind of haphazard approach. I know my voice is probably back to the way it was when I first started. If anybody is still watching from my first commentary videos. Also, just knowing what to talk about, when to stop talking, when to talk more about the game and what's going on, and things like that. Because once again, I'm back to my learning curve more than anything. So if you guys could just bear with me for a few videos here and there, I think we'll be all right. But I don't intend to make it much further than this. As I said, I wanted these videos to be quite a bit longer, but I'm not really sure of when I really exactly started this. I guess it would have been the 9:48 I plugged into the clock. But so I guess we've been running a good half hour or better now. I didn't exactly want to make these long, you know, 45-hour-long videos either. So, but I just thought that, you know, the 10-12 minute one, we were getting a little ridiculous, a little short. So. You know, no one really plays this game for 10-12 minutes at a time. Usually you try to play for the better part of an hour and things like that. So anyway, we've caught our first Pokemon. We caught Bianca, our Rattata, and training her up, and our Chikorita's looking good and things like that, and things are moving along. So we bought our 5 Pokeballs at a limit from the Mart, and we will continue on next time on part 2 of the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. Once again, guys, I'm back. Sorry to keep anybody who was anxiously waiting my return. All like 3 of you. But yeah, I hope to be making more of these on a more regular basis once again, and you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see how long this Silver Nuzlocke takes me, if I can go all the way again. If not, you know, we'll find that out too. And even if I fail this one, you know, I'll move on to something else. Maybe get outside of Pokemon, do a video, different type of gameplay video of some sort. I don't know yet. We'll see what goes on. But now that I have my computer set up back again and stuff, I look forward to doing a lot more videos. So stay tuned for more, and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.